are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report here on a Tuesday. It's Wildcard Tuesday.
That's right, baby.
Around Major League Baseball. And what do you know? The handshake agreement works. The New York Mets are in the 2024 playoffs.
The agreement, dude. That's right. Huge wildcard clinch yesterday. Game 1. Didn't need game 2. Freaking huge, dude. I was so hyped. Obviously, I was in class teaching, stopped class. Someone was talking to me. I said, wait a minute.
See, like, you have to do those things. Like the echoes and the mics. I mean, come on.
And then you said, wait a minute.
You said, wait a minute.
But yeah, dude, you got to be hyped. I mean, I'm hyped. I'm like, even though, again, like, talk about no time to celebrate, talk about, like, have to get on the fucking plane and go, talk about, like, tough schedule now, like, kind of ridiculous. But, you know, we survived to play another day, dude. Like, this is sick.
Now, besides the logistics in terms of time, in terms of, I guess, just like players or matchups or situations, what concerns you the most about the game tonight? Or today? What time is it? 6?
5 o'clock.
Oh, 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
okay, gotcha.
So, again, quick turnaround. Other than that being the biggest concern, I mean, I guess just our offense would be the bigger concern. You know, Sevy's getting the start today. I think he's fine. But I guess just because of the way we performed against the Brewers this past weekend, you know, it does cause some concern in terms of how much offense we can start to produce here. And then I guess also the bullpen. I mean, you know, Diaz obviously 40 pitches yesterday, probably not going to be available today. So it's like,
Is it Buteau? Did Buteau pitch yesterday?
No, Buteau did not pitch yesterday.
So Buteau
would
closing.
be. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So which isn't terrible, but it's not obviously ideal. So really what you kind of want to lean on is, like, we're up 5 runs. It kind of doesn't matter that much, you know?
Now, confidence level in Severino for the start.
50-50, I would say, in terms of confidence. I mean, at the end of the day, like, yeah, Severino surprisingly pitched really well. You know, we can look up his numbers in a second, but I mean, geez, dude. I mean, I don't know. It's so tough because, I mean, I feel like like in the back of my head, I kind of don't have a lot of confidence in him. But I don't know. Looking at it at his year so far, you know, 11-7, 3.91 ERA. You know, got 31 stars though, 182 innings. I mean, that's definitely way more pitching than I thought he would be doing. And I mean, you look at his last 5 games. I mean, against Atlanta, not good. 4 innings, 4 earned runs. But back-to-back starts against Philly. Before that, 6 innings, 3 earned runs. So I mean, you feel pretty good about that. I mean, he had some pretty strong starts against Philly, and we know what their lineup is like, certainly better than the Brewers lineup. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it could be, let's say 60-40 is my confidence level in terms of him having a quality start here. Brian, what do you think? You know, you've seen Sevy a lot too.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, this is just based on Severino. I would say it's a 50-50 proposition at best, just because I've seen it. And when it comes to mind, because, you know, I'm trying to think his last postseason start was against the Astros, in 22. I remember watching the game with Matt, and it's like, you know, he had a couple scoreless innings, and it's always like something. And, you know, whether it's the first postseason start of his career, the wild card series game against Minnesota, 1 out. Thank God for Didi. It seems like in these situations, you know, I think it's like his emotions have got the best of him. Is this him right here?
Yeah, this is him.
Okay, so is there any start that was like
good?
Yeah.
Wild card against Oakland. 4 innings though, not great.
So basically, no, pretty much. Because I mean, unless
so
we're considering
weird.
7 innings, 3 earned, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's like just
I mean,
average, I guess. But
I
the fact that he
guess.
went 7, but look at this though. This is what I'm talking about, where he can't go deep,
Yeah.
and but what is it? Two outings. He went 4 innings and shut the opponent out, but you're only going 4.
Why are we doing 4 innings there? Like, what's the deal with
Yeah.
that? Like, are you just struggling with your location and your pitch count's high? I mean, there's not a ton of I guess like 2 walks here, 4 walks there. So maybe.
Yeah.
But it is pretty interesting, dude. I guess there does have that one against Cleveland, I suppose. That is one. That's a good start. 7 innings, 3 earned runs.
Yeah. Like
So-
you would sign up for that today, you think?
Oh
Or-
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
just to get into the 7th, obviously save the bullpen.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, that was always my frustration. I mean, and obviously is apparent in his career postseason ERA at 5.15. But listen, I mean, you could say he is due to have, like, I guess the best start of his postseason career.
A full game shutout, maybe? I don't know, dude.
Because we go back to that again. How many starts has it been?
9?
9
I don't
postseason.
know, actually.
Oh no, 10,
2,
right?
10?
Isn't it 10? Yeah, 10,
10.
and then he had one relief appearance against Boston.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, so he may be due. I mean, we saw that with Clayton Kershaw, all those struggles. I know, completely different type of situation, but we've seen guys struggle and then turn it on. So I think obviously in a short series, that's imperative. And I mean, what would you say in order to really have a good chance to win here? I mean, he's got to go between 5 and 6 innings and allow 2 runs or less.
I mean, yeah, I would think at the very least he's got to go 6, honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
which isn't a given, obviously.
it's not a
given
given.
that.
Yeah. But I was, his couple starts against Philly recently were solid. It's 6 innings, 3 earned runs.
Yeah.
Atlanta, he got a little torch there, 4 innings, 4 earned runs. But again, against a Philly lineup, I mean, he showed up for sure. And I mean, that's really what I would like to look for, dude.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Mhm.
So gonna be interesting. I think you'll know early too, because thinking about like that wild card game, and I know that was his first postseason start, but like if he's rattled early or if he's walking guys early, that's how you could kind of tell. And actually the last start he had in the postseason against the Astros there, I'm pretty sure all those 3 runs were on one swing by Alex Bregman.
Oh, yeah.
And so like, you know what I mean? It was like he was headed in the right direction there. He made the one mistake. So I think those are the keys for Sevy today. Staying out of trouble early. Just keeping the ball in the ballpark, not making the mistake. And if he is able to do that, I think they have a pretty good shot.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, I think controlling his emotions is huge. And we've seen it as starting for the Mets too. I mean, he comes out here with just so much, I guess, just being too fired up, and he's just trying to, ream his fastball in there, and it's just there's no location, So we'll see.
Yeah, and some of these are nonsense. And by the way, the headphones are back in a sense, Tony. Better, but back. Like back in terms of like. You think I'm just like jerking around too much back here?
Maybe, dude.
But go ahead. Let's get to the comments.
Dude.
I know there's a couple chirps in here. Not really too many at me besides, I think, your mother, but we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. All right, so we have Kev Do in the house. It's a big let's go. We want the smoke. He says, at Matty Ryan, choose your words wisely today. You have no room to talk at all. The Mets made the playoffs, so we go 2-1, and you guys went 1-2. So I take the picks are even right now. They went 2-1 over the weekend.
I will have to double check.
Yeah,
that.
we should.
Do you have it on the notepad or no?
Oh yeah, I got it right here, dude. Actually,
so let's
hear
hear them.
Yep. All right, so they had Texans -6.
Texans -6
which
did not
cover. And then Vikings +3.
Vikings +3 covered.
And then Bills +2.5, which obviously they lost.
Yeah, so 1 and
Heavily.
2. So
Kev
Kev
Do still down
the
by
Mexican
1, dude.
fondue.
Yo, dude, go back to math class, buddy. Matthew Ryan says, at Kev Do Taylor, the Mets made me eat my words. Yes, dude. Josh B says, that was the smartest thing I've heard you say in a long time, Matthew Ryan. Ha. And he says, what is up, fam? Let's have a day. Hashtag TCA, hashtag sports, hashtag DTV. You know the deal. Then Matthew Ryan says, Josh B, it felt like the Mets told me to STFU, honestly. And then he says he's the biggest doubter, and I always even tweeted them a lot that they stunk, called into the radio show and told them that they stunk. I taunted Mets players on Twitter, and the Mets reps, they shut me up, dude. Captain Taylor demanding some respect on the Mets name, throwing the OMGs out there. And he said that he called Lindor a pussy, dude, which obviously he is not. Made him look like a fool. He's waiting for Tony to call me out, which, I mean, listen, man, I don't really do the call outs. You know, obviously you lost your bet. You owe me the steak dinner. And it's just, I'm just focused on the Mets winning the wild card series really at the end of the day here. My mother, good morning, fellas. And this is how about them Mets, Brian? And then she says, you guys look handsome. My parents, by the way, commenting live from the Brigada right now.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. The Sunday to Wednesday.
Like, honestly, like I couldn't be more jealous.
Like, so, dude, oh my God, they sent me for day one, I think, was the noodle bar, the Chinese food. And then there's, I guess, a new steakhouse that opened up yesterday. They had steaks yesterday with the sides. And
I would
God,
say
dude.
Once the Rangers game is planned, that'll be next on the list. Because a football Sunday at the Brigada, everybody's got Monday off. I already signed off on it. We have to, though, honestly. The Sunday, there's really nothing like just chilling, Tony.
Yo,
just,
honestly,
like, we're all just chilling. And then about your mother with the Mets. Listen, I mean, I guess quoting you, Tony, because you like to mention this when we had our debates on this. I did say season preview. I did pick them. I believe, didn't I say the last wild card spot?
I don't know if you
did. 100%. Yes, I did. Because you would always reference that when I was somewhat doubting. But it would be handy if you could find that, but I'm almost positive that was the case. And kind of like what you just said about how you're not focused on the bets. Same thing, with me here. Bets, Mets. I mean, same thing. I mean, obviously, focus on the Yankees here. Nice we have a little time off. Listen, whatever happens with the Mets happens with the Mets. And we'll go from there.
It's in the old notebook. I don't think I have it.
Old notebook. But I would pretty much say that's exactly what
We'll have to circle back tomorrow.
Old notebook. So in the personal bag at home or no?
Yeah. You I would say bag, but it's in like my drawer with all my other notebooks.
But you really don't remember me saying that, or does it now that I said it kind of?
I mean, I remember us talking about that, but I don't know if that was your prediction.
But
though.
like, I just remember you don't remember me going, well, this is kind of like typical Mets where going into this season, there's not a lot of expectations. They had the disappointment last year. So because of that, I think they'll find themselves in because of the maybe. We'll have to double check, dude. Confirm it.
Oh, yeah, we'll confirm. It will be confirmed.
So I mean, a big day. Michael K in Houston for the Tigers and the Astros.
He's tight about that. I don't know if you heard him talking about it. Yeah, he wanted to go somewhere else, I think.
Did he want to go to Milwaukee for the Mets?
No. I forget what he wanted to do, but they was like, they got to send me to Houston.
Where else? What are the other series? He would go to Baltimore. Maybe one.
Baltimore. Yep, that's what it was. Definitely wanted to go to Baltimore.
Yeah. But he doesn't. He goes to Houston, and we'll talk about that too. But let's start to finish up week 4 in the world of the National Football League.
He wants Jefferson, climbs the ladder. Oh my goodness! Justin Jefferson, the catch of his life.
Burrow fires, intercepted. Picked off at a pick 6. Minka Fitzpatrick, an absolute ball hawk.
Niners twist up front and get to Tagovailoa. Bosa again. Mahomes escaping on the move, stops, spins, flips it forward for the touchdown.
Stop it.
Aaron Jones. Oh, what a tackle. Quincy Williams with a pile driver.
All right. So the old doubleheader Monday night. Once again, we get a blowout. Not a blowout, I guess, actually. I take that back. But just an unappeal. Actually, it ended up being a 19-point game, I guess. Is that a blowout?
No.
But it's 3 possessions. I mean, 3 possessions.
If it was 3 touchdowns, I think that would be a blowout.
I mean, it's 2 points shy of that. I mean, it pretty much is a blowout.
I mean, we got to draw the line somewhere, Brian.
But anyway, that kind of shows, though, Tony, the danger of going 2 primetime games. I mean, it just seems like of the years that we've had these games, I don't really recall both games, being very compelling. So the first one, Titans, Dolphins, and this is one that I don't think we need to spend too much time on. The Titans do get your first win, so Tony did hit that one on the head yesterday. 31-12, and this was despite Will Levis leaving the game with an injury. So they're forced into action Mason Rudolph,
Familiar face.
the former Steeler quarterback. And this was not a passing clinic by any means. No quarterback in this game, and there were 3 that threw passes here. None of the quarterbacks threw for 100 yards. No, that is not a typo. No, nobody threw for 100 yards. Nobody threw a touchdown, and we just had 1 interception. So a decent amount of running, especially on the end of Tennessee here. Tony Pollard leading the way, 88 yards on 22 carries, had a score, including a 41-yard run. And then Spears also punched one in. He had 39 yards on the ground. Miami ran for 106, kind of spaced out between Hill, A-Chain, Wright, and Huntley. But, this is a game that could have been so much different and really speaks to the importance of keeping your starting quarterback healthy. And it's kind of funny. The Titans, going into the game had that, but the quarterback, obviously one of the worst starters in the league. So that's why it had to feel like you got 2 backups going on here. So it really ruined it. If the Titans had a better quarterback, if Tua's in here, this is a interesting game. I honestly don't think, Tony, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, the Titans would be that bad if they just had, I don't know, Andy Dalton or somebody like that, or Kirk Cousins. I feel like, because Pollard is good, but Levis or Rudolph throwing the football, that's not going to scare opposing defense.
Yeah, no, not at all. It definitely would. It would behoove them if they had a better quarterback, dude.
Yeah,
that's for sure. The headphones, dude.
Yeah, crazy, right? Like, you thought you had it, the XLR.
What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. It just, as soon as we started. What?
I don't know.
What?
I was trying to
think. Were you signaling to the bullpen?
I was thinking of what it could be. I'll look at it again afterwards, I guess. It sounded fine to me. When I tested it, I don't
know. Anyhow, Tony. Yeah. What else are we going to say about this game? I think both teams' seasons are over. Maybe Tua comes back and they go on some crazy streak. Probably not. I think this is.
Have they even said he's going to come back at all?
No,
yet?
They haven't really disclosed anything. But I'm saying, it's going to be a few more weeks at the earliest. So you wait another 3 games. You're 1-6, 2-5. You're probably not, could find yourself over 500.
Yeah, probably not. Next week against the Patriots, maybe. Colts, Richardson or not, probably not, right? Cards, no thank you.
Not. Bills,
and then what?
Not.
Tua comes back for a game against the Bills in
Rams
Buffalo.
Might have some receivers back by them. The Raiders.
It's not going to look good for the Dolphins at all, which is great for the Jets, dude.
Yeah.
Let's freaking go.
Yeah. So, and I don't think, the Titans are going anywhere anytime soon either. Just really need, I think, a better quarterback in there. But fortunately, that wasn't the only game in town. Starting 45 minutes later, saw the Lions get their 3rd win of the season here, 42-29 over the Seahawks. So a game that featured tons of scoring and really a almost historic performance out of Jared Goff, 18 of 18. So he averaged 16.2 yards per completion, 292 yards, and then also caught a touchdown from Amon-Ra St. Brown. So it's kind of interesting. The Lions defense, they gave up a lot of points here, but, watching this game through and through, the outcome was never in question. The Seattle defense, I think the whole game maybe stopped the Lions twice. It was like they just were able to just march down the field every time. They ran for 116 and 3 rushing touchdowns. So 3 passing, 3 rushing. You're not going to lose many games that way.
No, not at all. There were, I think Dan Campbell, I don't know what he was doing, maybe some more coffee or something, but it seemed like he was getting very creative.
Yeah.
The Philly special,
right.
On the ground there was pretty solid. And again, I think working in Jahmyr Gibbs way more than David Montgomery too. I feel like we haven't really seen that the first few games. So kind of mixing those 2 running backs, definitely contributed to the 116 yards on the ground. And it like you said, it's just the Seattle just did not have any defense to stop them at all. You look at Geno Smith, admirable numbers. They had actually more rushing yards than the Lions did. And it's like, think of their receiving core as well. DK Metcalf had a solid game, like Tyler Lockett, okay, like
in Jigba.
Yeah,
Charbonnet even had 5 catches.
Good games. They played well offensively, but they just had no answer on defense. And for a team like Seattle, I mean, you gotta at least figure something out. I mean, I understand you got to Goff a couple times, 3 sacks, maybe because they're a little bit better. I don't know. There's no interceptions, right? No interceptions.
No interceptions. Them. I mean, they had 4 starters out, but I think you still have to do.
You got to find a way to stop.
I mean, Goff was. For the last 2 games, really had struggled this year. Dude. And then I think last game he started out 13 of 13. He goes perfect here, 18 of 18. I mean, I've never seen that.
Yeah, dude, definitely not. Dan Campbell didn't even. Did you hear him after the post game? He gave the game ball to somebody else. I don't know who it was. Could have been St. Brown, honestly. I don't know. But then he's like, "Oh man, I didn't realize that Jared Goff had a perfect game. He went 18 for 18. I feel bad I didn't give him the ball. But it was kind of crazy, dude. I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Right? I've never seen that.
No, absolutely not. So we know Seattle, will get healthier on the defensive side of the ball. And I think their offense, especially with Kenneth Walker coming back, I mean, that's quite the 1-2 punch with Charbonnet. And then what they have at receiver. So I think they're going to be fine. Obviously, this is only their first loss of the season. So,
right.
I just think, especially with Mike McDonald there, youngest coach in the NFL, and it's had a lot of success, with defenses, whether it's in Baltimore or Michigan. And it was kind of interesting. I don't know if you heard this on the broadcast, but how he was Aiden Hutchinson's defensive coordinator at Michigan.
Cool.
And going into the year where he ends up going number 2 overall, should have been number 1, but the Jags got too cute. Trevon Walker. He had only had 6 sacks for his career through 2 seasons, and then had 14, 15 sacks and was the 2nd overall pick. So obviously crediting, a lot of his success to McDonald.
That's great.
I think Seattle is going to be a very good team. It's just, definitely you're getting together on defense. The health will help. And then the Lions are interesting because obviously, I mean, they looked very good last night. And the fact that, they can run the ball, but then also are very efficient in the pass game is great. I mean, they still let up 30 points themselves. So I think, though, it's a combination of them. If they can get a chance to have an opportunity to go to a Super Bowl again, like they did last year in the NFC Championship game, it's going to come down to how they play on the road. And then, how they play defense, because I think at home, for the most part, they are, a different team. I think they're very tough to beat, but I think you put them outdoors, usually playing in a dome, different scenario. But whether you're indoor or outdoor, I think you got to play defense. And I think both of these teams can play better defense. And I know historically this matchup features a lot of scoring, but obviously, I mean, 6 rushing touchdowns, 4 passing touchdowns. I mean, a lot of touchdowns in this game.
Yeah, which is great, dude, because, again, think about the other game. Oh, dude. But regardless, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I guess we'll see where Detroit goes from here. I don't know. I mean, I'm not entirely sold. Like you said, too, Goff did not look great at the beginning of the year.
I mean, this is, complete 360 or 180.
180, yeah. And then also, I don't know. Dan Campbell sometimes questionable, the 4th downs, the play clock, or managing the clock and stuff like that. So I think, for them, I mean, big tests coming up. I mean, they have Cowboys, Vikings back-to-back on the road. You're mentioning how they could do on the road. So I guess we'll see. But for me, jury, I think, is still out for the Lions.
Yeah, and that's going to be a good game. So
Cowboys?
That's next week, Cowboys-Lions?
That's right.
And that's just a 1:00 game or a
4:25 on FOX.
In Dallas.
And then they're in Minnesota the following weekend.
Wow.
1:00.
But, I mean, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if they won both, honestly.
Really?
I mean, I think they're better than Dallas.
I think so, too. I do like Sam Laporta a lot, dude. He's great.
And they get 2 dome games, which obviously bodes well for them as well.
That's correct.
And speaking of next week, just taking a look ahead here, 2 days from now, we're going to get Bucks Falcons. So that's their Thursday night football game here.
Let's go Bucks.
Atlanta, slight favorite here, -1.5.
Ridiculous.
Kind of interesting. Bijan banged up. I think he'll be able to go. Obviously, they have Algier anyway. But Baker has been unbelievable, almost 1,000 yards passing on the year, 8 touchdowns, 2 picks. Yeah, I don't know if it's one of those things where Vegas is playing tricks with you, but I don't get, Atlanta being favored here. I mean, I know it's at the end of the day, what's 1.5. I mean, obviously we saw what a half point does with that field goal in Dallas last Thursday. But I don't know. To me, this should be a pick 'em at worst or Bucks -1. I don't understand the Falcons, right?
Yeah, I got nothing. I mean, I don't. Kirk?
Yeah. I mean, they've had 2 wins where they rallied late. So they're in the Bucks. I mean, had one bad game, but other than that, looked like great.
Yeah.
Kinda, so kind of interesting there. Just looking at the other games for next week, Jets, Vikings, 9:30, the watch party, Tony, Josh B, the White Claws. And then maybe the lead into the horseshoe potentially after that.
That's what it should be, dude. We should be leading into the horseshoe. There's more than enough time in between. Take a little break, take a nap in the car.
Maybe Colony for the
lunch or whatever.
We want Josh B and company at the horseshoe.
Yeah, dude, that would be ideal. Yeah, and I think they would have a great time. The horseshoe, dude. Let's go.
So we'll try to set that up. But definitely,
I mean, at this point, Josh probably has his own personal train, right? That he can just kind of take.
You would
wherever.
think so.
Yeah,
you would think so. Just Josh, we'll get you back by what? 9 o'clock. He's fine.
9 o'clock. Yeah.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, dude. 9 o'clock.
No, probably would be later than that.
Like 11:30.
Just because of the horseshoe, but
the horseshoe.
7. Well, yeah. No, it's
2
probably
hour
10 o'clock.
show.
But just one time.
Come
You're
on.
Good friends. Come on, Josh.
Dude. Tightly knit community.
How long you think it's gonna be, from now till when he says that corporate's in today?
I'll give him 8 minutes right now, dude.
But just running down these numbers real quick, and obviously, we'll talk about this more on Friday. But Minnesota -2.5 in London there.
Won't happen. Josh has kids and a family.
Well, let's just get him here a little later in the afternoon at the least.
Yeah,
right,
come
on. Bears -4 hosting the Panthers. Kind of interesting. I think the Panthers have a puncher's chance there. And then the Bengals -2.5 against the Ravens. I like the Ravens there.
Yeah, me too.
New England -1.5 against the Dolphins. I mean, wouldn't be surprised if New England won. I know they've looked terrible recently, but the Dolphins are just a complete mess. Commanders -3 against the Browns.
Love that.
Chubb may be back, but I love what Jaden Daniels is doing. The 0-4 Jags hosting the Colts -3. I mean, maybe just because it's the Colts and Richardson banged up, Flacco maybe has to go.
I don't know, man. Flacco, watch out.
Yeah, no, I know. At times looking very well. Texans -1.5 against the Bills. I think that's going to be a really good game. Really could go either way. I guess you could say too close to call.
Yep.
4 o'clock window here. Denver -3 against the Raiders. I think that's a potential upset spot for the Raiders. Big win last week. And then the Niners, 7.5-point home favorites against the Cards. Seems like they're rounding into form. I would fully expect them to beat Arizona. Rams, obviously in shambles here. 3.5-point home underdogs to the Pack. Love back. So hard to see the Rams winning that one.
Jaden Reed's also looking really good. The receiver.
Jaden Reed looking good. Seattle -6.5 hosting the Giants. I could see them blowing the doors down potentially there as long as they cover neighbors. Witherspoon neighbors. That should be an interesting matchup in the second
a blowout, though.
Yeah, you would think. And then we get Cowboys Steelers Sunday Night Football. Interesting spot. Steelers coming off their first loss of the season. Cowboys new life at 2-2. Both teams have been inconsistent at times, especially on the offensive side of things. So that should be a good one. Pittsburgh right now, 2.5-point home favorites. And then the Monday Night Football game, you have Patrick Mahomes hosting Derek Carr and the Saints here. Chiefs -5, obviously the Rice injury. But I don't know. I could see the Chiefs winning by 10 here. I know the whole thing with them covering numbers and stuff. So maybe you want to just take a money line, but I don't think Carr is going into Arrowhead, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but I could see it being like, again, the Chiefs. I think it'll be close though.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Chiefs are covering.
It's you never know.
Yeah, that's
honestly,
true. That's
but
true. You
but
never
yeah,
know.
they definitely have struggled so far this season.
Harrison Butker.
Harrison Butker, though, one of the best kickers that there is. So yeah, we'll talk more about Bucks and Falcons on Thursday. But for now, let's go to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it! Yep. And Alonso cracks one of the Mets win the ball game. Out of sight. And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout. Drill deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
Right when you do that, it's perfect. So maybe we're good. Wow, the whole time I've been fidgeting with stuff. It's not even me.
Okay.
Okay, dude.
Okay.
Random question, probably a stupid one, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Is there any part of you, obviously we're at two opposite ends of the spectrum here, where Yankees waiting for their opponent that almost likes playing in the wild card round instead of like waiting around and like what I mean? Or do you think that's just crazy because obviously you want to be guaranteed being in the division series? I mean, stupid question.
I mean, yeah, a little bit. The only thing you can make an argument for is that we've seen wild card teams,
have
make
momentum.
it, yeah, exactly, and then they all of a sudden it's like a big win against Milwaukee, and then you have momentum going into the divisional series. I mean, it could bode well for you. But yeah, I would definitely prefer to be just already clinching the division.
Did both wild card winners win the next round last year in the American League? I mean, I know Texas. You have to look at the playoff bracket from last year.
AL, yeah. Who was the other one?
I know Baltimore lost.
Yeah,
but they lost the wild card round.
Yeah. So who would they play against?
So we'll have to find out.
But Cleveland, no.
No, or they lost to the Rangers, I think.
Orioles lost to the Rangers?
Yeah.
Sure?
I'm gonna just look up the playoff bracket.
Twins lost to the Astros. Rangers beat the Rays, it looks like, in the wild card. Toronto lost to the Twins.
It was just that the Rangers beat the Orioles. But on the other side, Arizona and so the top two seeds in the so it was really 3 out of 4 teams that had the bye lost in the division series last season.
That's correct, dude. Dodgers, Braves lost, and then Stros and Orioles.
Yeah. So
that's wild.
Kind of interesting. And obviously, we'll take a look at these wild card series, potential matchups. Obviously I know too, yesterday, crazy, the comeback, all the scoring. Now, was that in the midst of you, with the chalk in your hand, or?
It's an expo marker, but yes, dude, that was in the midst of me teaching, was there like dude.
No,
yeah, there was. So I guess I kind of lucked out a little bit because this was like my lesson for yesterday was like introducing a new project, and then the rest of the class is us kind of working on it together. Like, as they kind of come up with issues while they're editing, I kind of come on like individual, like this is what you do, this is what you can do, whatever.
So you didn't have to be talking the whole time.
Yeah, there is like times, and again, it's a sports broadcasting class, so like everyone is interested. They all know I'm a Mets fan, so it's like I had the game on the computer while we were working on our projects, and it was like one of those things where I was like reacting and they were like, oh, like what's going on? But then at some point, like after the Lindor home run, I put it on the projector and we all watched it together. But oh my God, dude, when Diaz was blowing it, it was freaking ridiculous. Obviously the big rally in what was that, the 6th or something? The Nimmo home run, taunting Harris. It was hilarious. I was riled. I was like, again, at that point, I was like kind of keeping my composure a little bit because I was still, teaching whatever. But then when Diaz did, oh my God, I had like the face in the computer, so I wasn't really like focused on the class, but I'm like watching this. I'm watching Diaz blow, gives up the home run, loses the lead. And I just like, it's a big Mac desktop, so like I don't see anyone behind it, but I'm just like, oh my God. And I look up and like everyone's looking at me, and they all at that point were like watching the game on their own as well. So it was pretty tough, dude. They were all like apologizing. Oh, I'm sorry, professor. But then Lindor, dude, I was in the middle of a sentence. I had to stop.
Who gave up the home run? Iglesias or no?
What? Wait, what?
The-
For the Braves?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fastball right down the middle, or
Yeah, it was low. It
Yeah.
honestly looked like it was gonna be like a fly out to deep on the track.
Just got there.
It just got over the wall into the fucking bullpen. And even if you watch the replay, like Lindor like hits it and he's just like, fuck. Like literally
I missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just kind of kept going and then it just got over the wall, dude. It was freaking crazy. It literally was like a student was talking to me and I had to stop. I was like, wait a minute. Lindor did 2-run home run. Met hit the lead. Some guys were like kind of crazy. She didn't really care, but that's fine. And then obviously at that point, I just like kept teaching for a little bit, and then class was over, and I sat there and I watched the last inning.
It was crazy. That was all going on. I was actually golfing. And I guess
Nice, dude.
yesterday, for whatever reason, the Stanford courses, I think were aerating the greens, so they weren't open.
Oh,
So in Pooch, I was able to meet him because he was off because he had jury or whatever. So we went to Maple Moor in White Plains.
nice.
And so we there was a little traffic, so we got there a little late. So this like group of 4 walkers was ahead of us. So we're just like, you know what? We're gonna just skip the first hole, get ahead of them, go to the par 3. And it's just one of these, like, I don't know how I always find myself in these seesaw rounds. So par the first hole, par 3, just off the green, chip on, putt it, good. And then the second hole, which is really the third hole, but second hole that I was playing, just pop it up off the tee, get stuck in this rough that you know, like you have rough that's so thick, like you can't even like hit it out of there. Like it just it's impossible. So that happens. Ended up getting a 10 on the hole. Just got this brutal start. A couple doubles, couple triples, you know, and then seemed to get it together. Miss a putt on, I guess the 8th hole. It would have been a bogey. So another double bogey on a par 3, 5, whatever. And then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, little adjustment with the driver, par 9, par 10, par 11, okay, par 12.
Whoa, dude.
Birdie 13.
Stop it.
And then had one of those type of holes, and then a double bogey. So after that run, 4 pars in a row, birdie, then a quad bogey, double bogey, but then rest of the way pars, ended up going including 3 out of the last hole, 3 out of the last 4 par the last 3, ended up going 40 on the back.
Get the hell out of here.
And then I was like, well, I want to see what I really got because I didn't play 1. So cards already had to be in. It's getting dark. So Pooch is like, I'm not going to just play 1. I'm like, all right, I'll just walk it. So I walk it, carry my bag and everything. And of course, it's dark. So off the tee, can't find my drive, end up getting a double. But even with that, because of the run of all those pars, ended up with like a 93. But it's just like,
that's still awesome.
Never hit a heater like that before where it's just like par. 6 out of 9 holes parred on the back and 1 birdie.
That's awesome, dude.
Just 2 bad holes on the back 9. So was riled to get it in too, because I hate playing and like just not getting 18 holes in.
Yeah.
But interesting. Greens were slow. Pooch was tight. I didn't necessarily mind. I mean, I'm used to greens being a lot faster. I mean, what's your thoughts on that? Like, I kind of liked it just because like with chipping and stuff, it's like not everything just rolls right off if you hit it a little hard.
Yeah, that is nice. It probably would take me a little bit to adjust with the putting because again, like I'm so used to the fast greens that you're just like tapping this thing, man.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, like you said, it would probably be better for when you're chipping it on that it's not going crazy,
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that.
So yeah, and then just the putting and chipping, like the approaches and stuff, like just that's really the calling card. If I could just get like the tee shots and first, I guess second shots more consistent, I feel like maybe we're talking about the Black Desert Championship in Utah next week.
Wow, dude!
Isn't it crazy? The golf tournament was a week ago today.
I guess it kind of is, dude. That was so much fun, dude.
I know, right? Oh my god, that was unbelievable. But so was there? I didn't know. Did you want to just talk about this matchups here, or did you want to delve into yesterday's events?
I mean, yeah, we can dive into yesterday's events a little bit.
Ahead.
I mean, I was watching the game, pretty closely again while I was teaching, but it was, sports broadcasting. Everyone's about it, dude. Okay. Everyone's on top of it. Tyler McGill, we talked about getting the start yesterday. And honestly, I mean, I think he did all right. 5 2/3, 3 earned runs. So again, not getting that quality start because you need 6 innings, pitched or whatever. But 8 Ks, 3 of those runs came up of 2 home runs. And those 2 home runs, whoa, it was Ozzy Albies, and then oh my god, Laureano, of course. Like Laureano, like, what are you fucking kidding me? But regardless, I think it was still a solid outing by him. I mean, I think that start picking McGill to start game 1, I think was such a gamble. And you look at the last 5 starts, whatever. I guess it's honestly a similar gamble to using Sevy here in game 1 against the wild card. But again, I mean, I guess we're getting into the games, but Mendoza's thinking, I think, is pretty solid. We got Brazoban in there. He comes in there to relieve McGill, walks 1, but gets the out. Then Ottavino comes in for an inning, and at this point, it's 3-0. Ottavino, of course, the piece of shit guy. He might be a really nice guy. I really don't know. He just looks like he's pissed off all the time. He doesn't really pitch that great, but yesterday he did pitch very well. 1 inning, 1 K. 9-pitch inning, though. Made quick work of it, gave some momentum at that point. We're heading into the 7th inning, I guess. And that was all right. I mean, or I guess at that point, sorry, that was 6 and then 7. We're heading to the 8th inning. So top of the 8th here. And, again, it's 3-0. There wasn't a ton of scoring here. You're not exactly excited. You're, like you said, you're down. They keep cutting to Mendoza, and it's almost, is he thinking about the next game? Is he punting on this game now? It's the 8th inning, and you're down by 3 runs. You haven't really had any offense going. Like at this point, is Mendoza already thinking like, hey, like, let's go next game, whatever, doesn't really matter. But then wait now. We lead off here. Taylor, a leadoff double, dude. And at that point, they pull Schwellenbach. Schwellenbach had a great line. Bring in Jimenez. But nonetheless, dude, it was really to no avail. I mean, the bullpen obviously blew it here for the Braves here because you get, first at bat here for Jimenez. Alvarez, RBI doubles, 3-1, just like that. Alvarez absolutely riled the Bulldog, dude. Marte comes in, pinch hits for Bader. What do you know? Single. Alvarez goes to third. Lindor comes up, another single. Scores Alvarez. Let's fucking go, dude. Braves panicking. It's 3-2. Bringing Iglesias, not to be confused with Jose Iglesias at the plate. RBI single. Scores Marte. Lindor's at third. Vientos is up. Hits a sac fly. At that point, there's 1 out, I believe. Lindor scores. They take the lead. That's 4-3. Brandon Nimmo at the plate 2 innings ago. Flies out deep center to Harris. Harris sticks his tongue out at Nimmo. Now Nimmo's the plate. Revenge spot. Hits one. Center field, dude. Well, I guess right center. Regardless, Nimmo takes his time walking the bases, rounding second, sticks his tongue out at Harris. Fuck you. Let's go. They bring in Bummer, dude. Alonso strikes out. Martinez walks, but then Taylor flies out. But nonetheless, damage is done. 6-3, 8th inning. Not great. We bring in Matone. Matone's like, all right, it's a 3-run lead, whatever. It's the 8th inning. We can do this. First batter, hit by pitch. Okay, Laureano next up at bat, flies out to right. Darno singles. White goes to third. Runners on the corners. 1 out. Mendoza definitely, I think, panicked a little bit. Brings in Diaz. Diaz versus Urshela. First batter he faces. Grounds out to Darno. At that point, Darno goes to Darno goes to second. Urshela grounded out. I'm sorry. And then we have Jared Kelenic hitting for Arcia. Now, obviously, Jared Kelenic, former Met farmhand, you could say. And this was like, if I was at the game, I probably would have jumped over the fucking fence and choked out Diaz. Kelenic hits a ball to first base. Alonso fields it. Diaz staring at it, dude. Staring at it. He reaches infield single. White scores. Darno goes to third. It's 6-4 now. By God, dude. What the hell? And you're like, what the fuck, dude? And Diaz does his patenting, like, no, my bad. Like, whatever the fuck he does whenever he gives up a run. But at that point, after that, obviously struggling a little bit. Michael Harris gets walked. Albies, 2 RBI double. bases clearing double. It's 6-7. And then Ozuna is up. And of course, Diaz strikes him out when there's no one on the bags. So at that point, it's 6-7. And I wanted to just shove expo markers in my eye sockets, dude. But at that point, let's go top of the ninth. Johnson pitching for Atlanta. Alvarez pops out to third to start off the inning. You're thinking, God damn it, dude. But wait a minute. Starting Marte. Single to the left. What do you know, dude? After a pinch hit for Bader, he's still in the game. Let's go. And then Lindor, I mentioned, to center field, 413 feet, dude. A 2-run blast. The first pitch, curveball, dude. A little bit too much in the middle, not low enough. Lindor goes down, grabs it, scoops it, 2-run homer. I think it took Lindor until he rounded second, he realized really what was happening. I think he really thought it was gonna be a pop out because he was tight and then went over the wall and he's just running across first, across second, and then finally he's just fucking everyone in the dugout is going nuts.
You think he was kind of showboating or no?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think he knew it, but he's for the theatrics?
No, I really, dude, it didn't look like it was gonna go out.
What are we talking spacing wise here in terms of going out?
Over the wall, I mean, Harris jumped and reached for it, and it was out of his reach. So I don't know, man. Maybe 8 feet past the wall.
Okay, so really,
I guess it was 413. So
okay,
what is center field? 405, maybe.
Yeah, I mean
probably.
So this was dead center.
This is a little bit to the right of dead center, you could say, I suppose. But I mean, if you're watching the game, you hear it, it didn't sound like it was going out,
almost off the end of the bat.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was great, dude. It was, oh my God, dude. I was so elated. 8-7 right there. And then I couldn't believe my eyes again, Brian, dude. By the way. Center field's 400, so went 413. So
okay.
There you go.
Eyes again, dude.
But regardless here, after
the runner on,
dude. But regardless, coming in the ninth inning, and then Mendoza brings out Diaz again. And I mean, I understand you don't really have anything else really
but you hated the move, basically, is what you're saying.
I mean, I can't say that now.
Well, at the time,
I couldn't believe Diaz was going back out there, dude, to be honest. But hey, apparently after Diaz had said to Mendoza's dugout, hey man, I got this, I can do it, whatever, reassurance, the eye test, perhaps. And then there we go, dude. First at bat, Matt Olson pops out. White singles to center. Wait a minute, but Laureano strikes out. Darno grounds out to short. Lindor, of course, fields it, rightfully so, for the final out. Diaz, so hyped. Alvarez, the whole team. They were all so elated and happy. It was great to see, dude. And obviously clinching the wild card spot was great. But yeah, dude. But I mean, one of probably the best games I think I've witnessed all year long.
Wow.
I mean, the back and forth, the late game runs, the storylines here, what's worth, phenomenal, dude. And for the Mets to come out 8-7 victory over the Braves for this one, ridiculous, dude, in this fashion. Of course, I mean, Lindor, too, to do it. I mean, let's fucking go, dude. And I don't know if you saw it, dude, but in the inning where Diaz had a little bit of a blow-up spot, he had an opportunity to end it, ground out to Alonso, and he did not cover first base.
Wow.
And Kelenic reached on an infield single. Braves ended up scoring, keeping the inning alive. And Diaz is just staring at the ball, dude. I was, oh my God, dude, so bad. But obviously, all is well that ends well, right?
Yeah.
So let's fucking go. No time to celebrate, though. No time to even think about the win.
But they were
today,
celebrating.
Dude. Oh, obviously they were celebrating in the clubhouse.
Any concern though?
No.
Sevy hammered or?
You know what? You want to see something funny, dude? Go look at the fucking broadcast. Sevy there, bottle of Smart Water. Okay,
no
dude.
Way,
Swear
really?
to God, dude.
Wow.
Swear to God.
I mean, hey,
let's go. Dialed.
Maybe I would probably have Smart Water too if I had a 515 here.
All right.
No, but I told you, I've always been a fan of Sevy's.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I'm saying in all seriousness, that probably was a good move.
Yeah, no, I think so too, dude.
So that'll be 5:30 Peralta Severino. So should be, an interesting pitching matchup, and really all these games, with some interesting pitching matchups. How about Scubal and Valdez getting underway? Michael K on the call here. That's with right. Todd Frazier.
That's correct.
You were downplaying the Tigers in terms of their chances of winning this wild card series. And I have to say, I'm a little surprised at that. I thought you would have given them more of a puncher's chance, Tony.
I mean, again, it's it's wild card. It's a 3-game set. Anything could happen in those 3 games, I suppose. But at the end of the day, I think experience does prevail a lot of the times. And this team, is young. I mean, again, look at the Orioles last year. Had a great year, ended up getting knocked out early. They were a young, inexperienced team.
And, obviously, of course, I mean, it goes without saying, but, I'm obviously rooting for it. But you don't think as well where, like, it's been 7 straight championship series, like, where the Astros, like, are due to finally fall upon some bad luck in the postseason?
I mean, I guess. I mean, but like bad luck. Like, I think that they're still a good team. I mean, Valdez is a great pitcher. Say what you will, but I mean, Altuve's been great. They have a ton of talent on the team still. And even, I mean, again, they're a team that's almost like the Chiefs, even though when they're not good, even though when they're like they're not good, they're still kind of okay. They're finding ways to win. They're figuring it out, dude. So I don't know. I think they would figure it out against Detroit here.
Wow, how about this though?
Yeah.
Alvarez last minute decision if he's on the Oh wow. It was going to be a last minute decision, but I guess 2 minutes ago, Alvarez making the wild card roster supposedly.
Oh, there we go. All right. Why the trepidation?
He's been injured.
What's the injury? Do you know?
Let's see. Knee sprain, but I guess he's good to go. So
let's go.
We'll see if that hampers him. But obviously, he wasn't too hampered this regular season. 308, 35 homers, 86 RBIs. But you really think no way, though, that they're due to run upon some bad luck. Plus, the fact that, I mean, Skubal, literally could pitch a complete game shutout potentially. He's that good. He's probably going to win the Cy Young.
That's right.
And I'm surprised. I thought you would have.
I mean, again, Skubal can still come out there and pitch really well, but I don't know. I mean, there's still 2 other games that has to happen.
Right. But I'm saying it just seems like you have it like where they just win the first 2 and then they're on to division series. Very business-like. Yeah,
it is business-like. Well, again, I mean, I think right now that wild card series, in terms of like how much attention I want to give it, is pretty limited.
Now, would you say that you like them to win the series? I know this is kind of one of those kind of dumb questions, but I'll just ask it anyway. If they win this game, the first game, then do you feel like
if the Tigers win
Yes.
game 1, do you think they win the series?
Yes.
No.
Wow. Okay. So really, really not giving them a shot.
I'm not giving them a shot, dude.
I mean, is it lack of offense too? I mean, is that part of it? Or are you really this is all just about experience?
I mean, listen, at the beginning of the year, there was a lack of offense. Obviously, they did have some good, I guess, deadline moves. Getting rid of Mark Canha was probably a good one for them. But regardless, yeah, I think it's the combination of, I think, their lack of offense in big spots. And yes, they went on this great run. But I mean, yeah, that's where the experience comes in for me.
In no way to Hinch, knowing the players on the Astros, that gives them any type of advantage.
No.
You would think, though. I mean, he's taken Framber out after he's given up 6 runs through 3 innings. I mean, he knows when he struggles, why he struggles. Can't believe you're disputing that, though. And he knows the hitters too, their weak points. I just feel like there's a lot of inside information that he knows.
Yeah, you can say that, and I'm sure he definitely, loves to talk about the inside information and whatnot. But I just don't think at the end of the day, players have to execute, and I don't think Detroit has what it takes to execute. And time will tell. And I again, AJ Hinch, I mean, I guess good for him for being back in the league, but I mean, he's a freaking cheating piece of shit guy.
It's one of those things like everybody's culpable, but it's like, I guess, is it the players that are most culpable for all of that stuff? Because they did it.
I mean,
yeah.
Day, right? I mean, definitely. I mean, AJ Hinch. I mean, he's the guy at the helm.
Right.
He's definitely, I think, accountable.
The blind eye,
my ass. Like he knew exactly what was going on. And then I remember his fucking interview. With was it Buster Olney? It must have been Buster Olney, but it was just so like insincere. As many of those Astros guys were, by the way. But regardless, I guess AJ Hinch, if anyone paid their dues, I guess suppose he did. But regardless, I don't think it's just not gonna happen, dude. It's not gonna happen.
American League Wildcard Series. Second game of the day, 4:00. Royals at the Orioles. Cole Reagans, Corbin Burns. Interesting because the Orioles obviously a so-so finish, but so did the Royals. Is this kind of a series you look at, Tony? When I know obviously, Reagan's actually pitched probably better than people realize this year.
Yeah, definitely.
But you would say, Orioles at home, and then with Burns, having an advantage here. But is this series for you a flip of a coin?
Yeah, I think so. This is definitely gonna go the distance easily. And it should be interesting to see. Like you said, Reagan's did have a great year. Burns, good year, but like at some points he looked kind of so-so.
Right.
I feel. I don't know, but I think Baltimore has more firepower, to be honest. I think people really don't forget about Anthony Santander, with everyone else in the lineup there.
Yeah.
I think people really do. So I don't know. I would say Baltimore takes game 1 here, to be honest.
And no trepidation, or you think it was a learning experience?
Last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what else I just noticed? Like, this is kind of a good segue to like the last game of the day here, between the Braves and the Padres. I didn't realize Sale's injured. He's not going to be able to make the start.
Is that why
it's
it's undecided?
Injury. Yes.
Oh, I thought they were playing games or something.
So,
Are
I
you
thought the
serious?
Padres would win that series anyway, but I think, that talk about a nail in the coffin. And Fried just pitched. He's not going to pitch. So who the hell is going to pitch?
That's crazy, dude. Holy shit.
Michael King, biggest start of his career, you think? Or?
Easily.
Boy, that must be quite the game to go to.
Oh, my
Petco
God,
Park tonight.
dude. Yeah,
And it's 5:30 local time too. So it'll be nice and toasty.
Damn.
Yeah. So definitely an interesting slate of games on today. But I guess before we do the individual games, notepad, Tony, if you could.
Oh, yeah, I got my notepad.
Let's do some wildcard series predictions, amount of games as well. So for the first one here, Tigers, Astros, my prediction here is going to be Tigers sweeping. Just out of left field, doesn't make sense, but I think it starts tonight. Tariq Skubal getting the job done. Complete game shutout. I think they win this game 2-0. A 5th inning, Riley Green 2-run homer.
If I had to guess, dude, I would say, I'm going Stros, but I'm going to go in 3, dude. Stros in 3, I would say.
Stros in 3.
Yeah, dude.
So you're saying lose tomorrow, win today, lose tomorrow, win Thursday?
I think they lose today.
Lose today.
Win back-to-back games.
Okay. Yeah, because, after Skubal, Tigers have Reese Olson and Cater Montero.
Not great,
so
dude.
there is potential there for it to get late very early.
You're going with the sweep, baby. That's crazy.
And then next up on the list here, we have the Royals and the Orioles. I think this is a 3-gamer.
Yeah.
And I think what we're going to see here, I think Burns and the Orioles win game 1, but then the Orioles lose the next 2 games. Seth Lugo, 8 strong tomorrow, probably.
Let's go.
I think the Royals, will win this in 3.
That's tough.
You like the Orioles?
I do like the Orioles, dude. Mountcastle, Santander. I do love Seth Lugo, but again, Bobby Witt is great too, even though Josh doesn't really like him that much. You said Royals in 3.
Yeah, Michael Waka pitching the clinching game too. That's an additional element.
That is pretty great, huh? I guess I'll go Royals in 3 too. Then I will mirror that one. It's definitely gonna go 3 though. Oh, show.
All right. No, I was just reading the comments. I was a little confused for a second.
You want to read some comments?
Well, let's finish the predictions first, and then we'll do that. Matthew Ryan,
Gotta be. You want to take it?
30
seconds.
Yeah.
Standing by here, Matthew Ryan. You are live on the sports board
for 30 seconds.
Oh my God! I don't understand why
The
this doesn't work sometimes,
Bluetooth.
dude. Fucking Bluetooth. Let's go. We're on the speaker here. Matthew.
I owe you an
Holy.
apology.
Dude, you know what? I appreciate that. That's very big of you to call in to apologize.
I was watching the Braves game. That Braves game, I was in shock that they were winning. I was shocked. I was like, Braves were gonna win. I'm like, this is gonna happen. And next thing you know, Lindor hits the 2-run home run, and I'm just like, oh.
That's right, dude.
You going to game 1 on Saturday, Matthew?
No, I'm not.
Oh, I thought I was going to see you there.
I was hoping to, but I have work.
Are you at work right now?
No, I'm home.
You sound like a little downtrodden. Is this really this? Are you really this sad?
Yeah, like you can't be excited for the Yankees. I mean, come on, man.
I'm excited for the Yankees. I'm just. In
Who
shock.
cares about the Mets, though? Let's just.
Oh.
No, but I'm saying, like, in terms of you're gonna get all bent out of shape that they made the playoffs. I mean, who cares?
If you want to come up for the steak dinner, just come. Let me know when you come into New Jersey.
All right,
Is there a Peter Luger's
I'll
in New
text
Jersey?
you. Yeah, I'll definitely. We'll be in touch, Matthew. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, from 0-5 to nobody in the stands to winning the wild card.
Yeah, he's saying they started out.
They started
0-5.
0-5. Wow. Okay. All right. There we go. That's right, baby. Started 0-5, and then here we are. We're playing the team now that swept us to start the season, dude. How about that?
Yeah, kind of ironic. Me and Tony in attendance for a 1-0 loss.
1-0 loss. Dude.
One hit.
Yeah. Wait, no, it wasn't one. Oh yeah, I think you're right. Yeah,
I think it was
1-0.
1-0. Yeah.
Brutal, dude.
But
what do you got?
no, I was gonna say.
I was
thank
gonna say
you for the call.
Matt, yeah, thanks for
Matthew.
calling in, dude. We'll be in touch. Appreciate it. Very big of you to stand up here.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Enjoy the rest of your
They're
day.
no longer the Mets. They're the Mets.
Let's go.
All
Yankees.
right.
We'll
Yeah,
talk to you
yeah.
soon. That
Peace, buddy.
is Matthew Ryan. And speaking of the Mets, that's the next series up here. Brewers Mets, Severino
Go ahead.
Peralta tonight. Yeah, so again, it's not. Yeah, I know you're looking that you think I'm just saying just because it's the Mets. But I think the Brewers will win the game tonight. Okay. I think the Brewers lose tomorrow, but then it's just one of those crazy. I don't even who's gonna even pitch the next 2 days, by the way, for the Mets. Because I'm just with rest and all this stuff. Is Manaea available? Is that game 3? Like, what's?
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure he is. I thought he was.
I don't think he's available. Is it like Quintana tomorrow?
It's got to be Quintana.
They don't have probables up yet.
They don't, which is so annoying. Like, how do you not? But regardless.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be. I could see it even being extra innings, Tony. And then unfortunately, Diaz serving one up. Reese Hoskins.
That's ridiculous.
Sending the Brewers to the NLDS.
That's so ridiculous.
Josh B, I see in the comments. So, what do we got for you on Sunday? How long do we have you?
Yeah, honestly, he's here now.
We're hoping. Can we at least get you through the 1:00 games? I mean, that's fair, Josh.
Matthew Ryan, by the way, does have a standing invite. Why not, dude?
Yeah,
right?
standing invite for Matthew Ryan. But hopefully we can get an extended day out of Josh B.
It's tough.
I'm guessing your prediction for this series is Mets in 3. If I just had to go crystal ball,
That's sweet.
no way, dude. That's crazy. Wow.
That's right.
Let's
Let's go. Lindor, 3 home runs in 2 games.
Wow. All right. And then final
So, wow.
series here. I think we're going to be both on the same page here. Speaking of sweeps, give me the Padres in a sweep here. And I don't know if Cease is available tomorrow, but either way, without Chris Sale, the Braves obviously squeaking in, not at full strength here. I think the Padres are too good. So I think 7 strong for Michael King tonight. Padres with the sweep. What do you think, Tony?
Yeah, I can agree with that. Padres with the sweep. I wouldn't say the games are blowouts though, but they do get swept.
So I guess we have a better than nothing. Josh B says I'll be leaving like halftime of the ones. But it's better than nothing, Tony. I mean, that's still a 3:30. You're tight.
No. It is better than nothing. I'll be
Yes.
happy to have him.
Yes,
Dude. And again,
exactly.
it kind of works out because he'll be leaving, and I guess we'll go to the horseshoe. I guess.
You see him pumped for the setup.
It's gonna be a long fucking day, dude. But it's all right, dude. It's totally fine.
We can't get Jeff here though. Get a temporary bar set up. Oh man.
Yeah.
Anyhow. It's time, Tony, for a wild card frenzy.
All right, let's freaking go, baby. Lots of games to get through. Obviously, we just did our predictions, but let's get to our games, the nitty-gritty, the details. Brian, let's go. Are we doing like every game, or are you doing 1-1 each?
Oh, no, we're doing all the games. All the games.
Let's freaking go. Starting with Michael K. He's going to be on ABC at 2:30, dude.
Today.
Not on the radio. Minute Maid Park, dude. Park, I would like to visit for sure. Detroit, you know the storyline. AJ Hinch, the cheater, matching against other cheaters. It's fine. Framber Valdez, Scooble. And we said it, you know, Detroit coming in here with a lot of momentum, a lot of young guys. You mentioned Riley Green, you know, leading the team, the Tigers, that is almost every offensive statistic. Alvarez seemingly battling with some knee issues. Probably wouldn't have any issues at the plate, but nonetheless is a little bit of an oddball there with that one. So I would say over under 6.5, Detroit plus 130, and I'm taking the plus 130 today. We mentioned Scooble having a stellar year. I think he'll come out here and pitch well against a good team. We've seen that in the past. 2.39 ERA on the year. Just made easy work of Tampa Bay. And I guess you could throw Kansas City in there recently, Colorado too. So he's on a roll. I'd say 7 strong for him. Maybe 2 earned runs. Maybe an Altuve or an Alvarez 2-run homer somewhere in the 5th. But he settles it, goes 7. And I'll say the Tigers win this one in a tight one. Give me Tigers in the under 3-2.
All right. So my thought here, and I kind of mentioned this earlier, I think Scubal making his presence known here. Playoff debut, complete game shutout. Not sure if that's ever happened before. Striking out 13 Astros, only allowing 2 hits. Tigers 2-0. Riley Green, the difference in this one with that 2-run homer.
Riley Green, baby. All right, let's go now. We're going to Baltimore, where Michael K wishes he could be, but is not.
I believe Dan Schulman.
Dan Schulman, yeah, that's correct,
Maybe his
dude.
baseball return, but first time, long time, right?
I would imagine, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh, wait, no, Schulman or McDonough. No, it's Sean McDonough has not done baseball. He used to call the World Series back in like the 80s and 90s.
Sean McDonough?
You know, he does the football and hockey.
Hockey,
right?
yeah.
Is he the
Sean
lead
McDonough
hockey?
for NBC.
Well, no, for ESPN.
Oh, sorry, yeah, ESPN
Yeah.
now, yeah.
So yeah, he will be on this call. Camden Yards, Tony. The Birds minus 155.
Whoa!
Plus 130.
Let's fucking go. I'm going to say game 1 goes to the Royals here. Reagan's, Bobby Witt, okay, great. Corbin Burns has looked a little shaky, even though his ERA is a little bit lower than Reagan's right now. I say Royals take full advantage of that. Perez, having a good game. You know, let's get in there for him. Bobby Witt, obviously, would imagine.
From the World Series team.
Absolutely, dude. And could be his last year. I don't know, dude. Bobby Witt bring a lot of energy and youth there. I would say Bobby Witt, 5th inning, grand slam, puts the Royals up. I'll say at that point it's 6-4, and that is your final score. Royals 6, O's 4.
So,
what's up?
A little bit of the spin here. I do have a grand slam, but this one is for the Birds. As
Whoa.
Burns, 7 innings, 2 earned, 10 strikeouts, and an Anthony Santander, 5th inning granny. The difference in this one, 4-2 Orioles.
Wow, dude. All right, let's go next game here. The most important game there is, baby. American Family Field, Milwaukee, the Brewers and the Mets, baby. We've seen it before as recently as last weekend. Last time they saw each other, Mets won 6-0. Watch out, dude. Sevy on the bump here. And you know what, dude? I'm going to say it right here. He goes 8 innings, 1 earned run. Okay, dude, don't laugh at me. 8 innings, 1 earned run. Absolute offensive explosion. Peralta last maybe 4 2/3. Mets put up 8. We're talking Alonso Dinger, Vientos, Alvarez, the patented RBI doubles, Lindor. Honestly, I could put Lindor on for a first inning home run, solo shot, setting the tone. Mets win 8-1, buddy. Don't even need Diaz. Let's go.
All right. right. I mean, that would be ideal for the Mets. But, this is just one of those things where I have to go track record in Severino in the playoffs. I've lived it, Tony. So I think he goes 3 innings, 4 earned runs. Mets try to rally late, but it ultimately falls short here in game 1, 5-3 Brewers.
All right, let's go. Last game here. We said it pretty interesting here. Braves, Padres in Petco Park, 8:30 p.m. ESPN. Atlanta here, plus 135. Very interesting here with the Chris Sale thing. Definitely flew under our radars, but undecided still out there against a Michael King spot. Over under 7.5 here. So Vegas, I guess, maybe including middling scoring here. But I would expect high scoring, to be honest. Between these two pitchers, maybe King has a good game. I could see a quality start from him, but nothing crazy. And then the Braves, I mean, the travel, the doubleheader yesterday, had to win game 2 using your bullpen guys, like use Trellenbach. Like, things are not looking good for game 1. I say Padres win this one. I'll say 8-5. Luis Ariz, a 3-run blast in the 5th. That's a big high for the offense there. Let's go Padres.
All right. I would agree with those sentiments, Tony. Things have been really rounding into form for San Diego here. And I think Michael King had a great first full season as a starter, and I think he follows it up with 7 innings, 10 strikeouts, 1 earned run, the bats early and often with no Sale. 6-2 Padres. And just like that, that is your wild card frenzy.
I don't believe it.
Couple things here. So first, what are your thoughts on what, and no, Michael Bucka, I have not been to Santa Monica. What are your thoughts on what the MLB has done here? Shifting away from the wild card game, making it the wild card series, 4 total series here. I mean, what do you think of it? Is it a good thing? Would you alter it? I mean, where are you with that?
I mean, I think there are pros and cons to both here, to be honest. I mean, it was cool. The one game is really like,
just when you're on the other end of it, obviously it
sucks
ass.
But it's just like so exciting because it comes down to one game.
Mets Giants, did that happen, right? Mets Giants in 2016 lost. Baumgartner complete game shutout. Yeah. So I'm saying the feeling, as do I.
Oh no, yeah, of course, dude.
21, Fenway Park, 15,
right,
Dallas
dude.
Keuchel.
Wow, Dallas Keuchel. I haven't heard that in a while. But regardless, I like the 3-game set. Just listen.
I haven't been to Santa Barbara either.
Nothing else comes down to really like there's no other one game thing that happens in MLB. It's all about series and stuff like that. So I think the wild card series, I like it. A 3-game series shouldn't be any more than that. 3 games.
But how many years till it's 5-game series?
2.
It's gonna go to 7.
Probably will
and then
be, dude.
ALDS will go to 7.
Right.
I can't believe that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it's a good
But
point.
I don't know, maybe not though, unless they do the thing that what I said about like starting out west and stuff and starting a little earlier. Maybe then they'll be able to.
Yeah, I can see them doing that, and then it's like wild card 5 games, divisional 7.
Yeah. But so basically, what you're saying is you miss the excitement of the 1-game playoff, but think that it's only fair just because, I mean, this 3-game set, I mean, that's what you see during the regular season.
Exactly. How about you?
Yeah. I think it makes sense, but I think I just honestly feel the same way you do. Because it was just like the feeling was nuts. And, fortunately, winning the 17 and 18 wild card games. I mean, those were nuts. And especially the 17 one being down early. David Robinson, I think, pitched 4 innings out of the bullpen, which was just insane to save the day. And Didi, the legend, that was crazy. It's a crazy time. But obviously, as you know, I mean, it's just, and I think it's nice because it was different the way it used to be, but really now with this current format, it really incentivizes you to win your division and also, have one of the top 2 records in the league.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude.
So you want, because remember at one point it used to be like, oh, well, because when there was no even wild card game, when it's like, oh, well, just win the wild card. Who cares if it's the wild card of the division? I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a time when that was the case. So I think, it is important to have that emphasis. Yeah, so it should be interesting. We'll see too. I'm trying to think. Last year, was everything a sweep?
No, for the wild card.
2 years ago it was, though, except the Mets.
Yeah.
I know. We just had the bracket up actually.
Yeah, no, I didn't have like. Let's go. So Minnesota and Tampa.
No, everything was.
Everything
sweep.
was. Yeah. Everything.
And
was.
then, so if you think about it, last 2 years, 7 out of 8 of these series have been sweeps.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah. So obviously the drama, definitely adds to it, and you'd like to see.
If that happens again this year, they're probably going to go to 5 games next year.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think those pivotal third games makes it exciting. I don't know even Mr.
Ventura
Barnaby.
County, Mr. Barnaby.
I don't even know what Ventura County is, Michael.
Probably somewhere near Ventura Boulevard. I don't know,
Basically,
dude.
Michael, where I've been. Newport Beach, San Diego, Los Angeles. I mean, those are really the only places in California I've been. And I guess you want to count La Jolla, but that is San Diego, basically. And then also I was gonna say, so I guess he's out for the division series. Maybe could be available after that. What do you think? I almost, like me and Matt were talking about this earlier. I almost think that it's better that Anthony Rizzo is injured, because I know, we like his glove at first, but I think his hitting is so poor, especially against elite pitching.
Yeah.
I'd rather have his Wildcard Cabrera, and they're battling. I feel like he's going to grind out at bats and get a couple big hits.
Yeah, I think so too. And at this point, Rizzo's just been out for so long. It's just like, I mean, it's just not like, why would you start him? Why would you bring him back?
Yeah.
I
mean, he had some games where like,
I understand. No, I get it. He always will.
But we're expecting him to look, strike one, and then, right?
Yeah.
And I know, obviously, like you said, he's more proven on the field, but I just think postseason runs are tough to come by, and to have a guy like Oswaldo Cabrera, who we saw hit a big home run in Cleveland a couple years back, nice to have him on our side.
Yeah, runs right at premium, Brian.
Hopefully this is nonsense, but I just was looking at Yankee injury report. Didi LeMayo this was from the 27th, expected to ramp up baseball activities over the next few days as he aims to be available for the LDS. But I think there's no way that they do that.
DJ LeMahieu, dude.
I just hope that they're not tempted because of this Rizzo thing. That would be the ultimate nightmare.
That would be.
But you think no
dude.
way?
No way. No freaking way, dude.
And then Michael reminded me that I've been to Malibu and Laguna as well. How many beaches in Malibu? Only one. Zua Beach, Michael. Let's be on top of this. Come on. As a Yankee fan, why can't he just get off the Mets, though? I just, what is it, Tony? What do you think it is, honestly? It's a sick obsession, I feel like.
He's a Met fan. That's what it is, dude. He's afraid the Mets are going to win the World Series right now. That's what he's saying.
But I don't
like
get
Subway
it.
Series, World Series, Mets win.
I just don't get it. I don't know. So really, other than that, and don't want to end it on a sad note, but obviously you just had to mention, Pete Rose and Dikembe Mutombo passing away yesterday. So two legends of the game. I think Mutombo, 58, brain cancer, was such a nice guy.
Yeah.
So you hate to see that. And then Rose, I think 83 years old. And I think he's had cancer for the last couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
But not that long ago, I mean, was on the Fox postseason with A-Rod. And I mean, what was that, probably 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw him in studio, MLB Networks.
Oh, you did?
He used to do MLB Tonight.
Nice guy at the time?
Yeah, dude. He seemed like a great, like, down-to-earth, nice guy. And it really is a shame, dude. And he's, it does suck. He's never going to see himself inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And who knows if they're going to do it now. They passed away. I'm sure there's going to be a huge outcry for it. And then they're probably going to do it. And it's just like.
You really think so?
I do think so.
I don't know. For some reason, I was saying this in the group chat before.
Yeah.
I think they want to honor the Bart Giamatti.
That's the commissioner.
Was the commissioner. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. We'll see, dude. I think at some point, Mutombo, is he in the Hall of Fame? NBA?
I don't know. I'll look it up.
Yeah. Because it would be a shame. I mean, that guy, I think, has the second all-time blocks in the league, right?
Probably, yeah.
It would be a shame too if he was never able to see himself inducted.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. I don't think so. Oh, never mind.
2015.
Okay. So at least, he was able to see that honor.
There we go.
So definitely sad anytime, anybody passes away, and obviously, legends of the game, because we know that, they only come around, ever so often. So obviously condolences to both of their families. And then really other than that, I guess Gonzaga joining the Pac-12 in 2026. I know Tony was on top of that one. So a move that I saw coming, but when the Pac-12 was together, not putting a bunch of Mountain West teams in there to fill spots. But I digress. But when you did was that like some Mets news or something?
No, that was your joke about the Pac-12.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know why you act like you're insulted. I mean, it's like you're happy to say, yeah, fuck college sports.
Oh yeah,
man.
dude. Yo, big media day coming up for Sacred Heart Sports, dude. First year in the MAC conference. I think I forget where they go. Somewhere in Jersey.
Oh, so they're independent football now. How are they doing? Do you know?
The football team?
Yeah.
Not good. They got torched by Delaware like 49-0 last week. They're 1-3.
And then you got UConn running train on people.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. Crazy. So
3-1, I think.
I forget who they're playing because there's a game. I'm working a game Saturday for Sacred Heart. So I don't know who they're playing, but it's probably not going to be good. I don't know.
Any hope for the basketball team?
Honestly, dude, again, like being in the MAC conference, I mean, like everything is going to be heightened in terms of like level of play. So I don't know.
Well, but it's you know how it is with these small conferences, one bid leagues. But if you're the best team in the conference, you make the tournament. So
no, that's right. That's right. I think they still only have one bid, the MAC conference.
Well, no, it's just that's variable.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
But still, I mean, they're playing like way better teams. So I mean, the men's team, I don't think will do well, to be honest. Women's team, I think have a shot.
Yeah,
they're always really good. The women's team at Sacred Heart.
So we'll have to see, what happens. Now, does that like the prospect of a shoe run, either any of these sports? I mean, does that, because I know you're very anti-college sports. I mean, does that kind of excite you, or is it just like, well, they're not going to advance? So it's like,
I mean, I guess
such
so.
a disadvantage.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the women's team and the men's team, they both made the bracket before,
right?
But then they just get bounced out.
The men's has? I mean, that's been a long time if they have.
It was a long time ago.
And they've had the same coach for a while.
Anthony Latina is in like, I don't know, his 15th year or something, maybe.
That long?
12th, maybe. I have to double check, but
Mr. Latina.
Mr. Anthony Latina, dude. He's a nice guy.
50 years young.
Yeah.
2013. So what is it?
12 years?
Yeah.
He's going into his 12th year, I guess.
And he's 141, 193. Last winning season, 2019.
I was there for that.
And I just wanted to see, what like historically, if they've okay. So they have not made the NCAA tournament on the Division I level. The last was in 1989 in Division II.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, there he is. Well, women's team did, I think, twice in my lifetime, in my tenure there.
Mm-hmm. So, but is it like, you think that that's something that needs to be fixed, where power conferences should be separate from like the likes of Sacred Heart, or you think they all should be together?
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying, but why? But yeah, I feel like you're still tight. But is it just because you're saying they're not recruiting good enough? Like,
well, I mean, if you're just not good enough, you're just not good enough. Like, that's it.
But it doesn't even seem like you would be excited if they won the MAC, honestly, and got the automatic bid to the NCAA. I mean, we've seen all these upsets over the past.
The women's
years.
team, if they were, I mean, that'd be great. Yeah, I would.
Team.
The men's team a little less so.
Is there like what's the deal there?
Because they just fucking, I don't know. Sometimes they just freaking suck, dude. Like, they've pissed me off in times before, because we've seen them like blow late games, and I've been there. It's just not good. It's just the whole thing. But I guess we'll see what happens. You know.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna ride for the hockey team. Well, that
what's their deal?
they're starting up also, I think, on Fridays, their first
But I
game.
mean, are they like
Like,
supposed
where's
to be
their
good?
ranking? Yeah, I mean, they're always ranked pretty
Hockey
high.
East?
Atlantic Hockey, I believe.
So they're not in the Hockey East.
I don't think they're in Hockey
They
East.
moved conferences though recently, I thought, or no?
Maybe they just moved to the Hockey East. Maybe I'd have to double check here. Let's look up Sacred Heart men's hockey.
Hockey America. Atlantic Hockey America.
Oh, yeah. It's,
But
okay,
is
they
that
made
the
Atlantic.
new name for that conference?
I think so.
Let's see.
This Saturday playing Merrimack.
Kinesis. No.
Oh, yeah, Kinesis, they play
No. This is not.
Colgate,
This is not Hockey East. No.
Simon Fraser,
But they play Syracuse.
UMass.
New member.
Wow,
That's kind of interesting.
that's pretty interesting.
Would they ever put you on the road or no?
No.
Well, who handle, or is it like the home team handles the cameras? That's
Yeah.
what it is. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
that's what it is. Which
Um,
sucks because some of these schools like just don't fucking. It's like one guy with a camera.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think though. I mean, what would get you going, like college wise? Like, what if the Johnnies like made a run with Patino? Like, would you be excited or no?
Not really, dude. I mean,
But what would you rather watch, college basketball or college football? Good, like both, like, and let's say hypothetically, like great matchups, like 2 top 10 teams.
I don't know. I guess the football. I guess.
Yeah, and then it doesn't add any intrigue. Like, oh, this guy like could be like number 1, number 2 overall.
That a little bit, yeah. That does.
Yeah,
You know, I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna go to the NFL and stuff. Like, that's cool.
it's a shame though. I mean, not even in like the UConn championship because it's Connecticut. Like,
I just was never interested in, and of course,
back to back. You know, and especially after what Michael Bucca, he's met him personally. Like, you can't be a little riled that Dan Hurley is the head coach of the UConn.
No, that's great. That is great. I'm happy for them, but I'm not like, I mean, UConn is like an hour from here. I've never been there. I've never gone to a game. I've never seen them play. Like, this is not my bag. I don't know.
Yeah.
College, it's just too much, dude. There's too much going on. So
But what about though the good matchups though? Because that's my gripe. Like, I do enjoy the good matchups, and I watch some of it, not all of it, but like the Alabama Georgia game.
yeah. No, of course, the good matchups I'll tune in, but it's just like because I'm not routinely tuning in, the storylines are a bit, like over my head a little bit. I'm not really dialed in to the scenario.
Well, and I think there's a difference too if you go to a powerhouse school, because
Oh,
then I think it's like you're so into it all the time and stuff. But without that, and it's the same thing that applies for me.
Yeah,
like obviously
dude.
Eastern Division 3, Sacred Heart, not in the
Yeah.
power conference, it kind of kills it a little.
like
bit.
if I went to Penn State and I'm going to whiteout games and I'm freaking riled, like, yeah, dude, like, let's go.
Yeah, and I think you would be riled to go to an SEC game, like the tailgate. and
Yeah,
all
no,
that
I
stuff.
would be like, let's go.
No,
I'll
I
go.
really want to. Like, we got to do that.
I'll go to Texas A, yeah, dude, Texas
UT,
A&M,
Red
University
River.
of Texas, dude.
Yeah,
Penn
Penn State would be cool too. and
State would be
that's
cool.
Closer. We
Notre
could
Dame would be
drive.
cool. Yeah, you can drive to Penn State
5.
from here. Actually, I don't know what it'll be from here.
Valley?
Syracuse, maybe.
Syracuse though, the winter, and like their football team sucks.
I heard their campus is hard to navigate too.
I was there a long time ago because my sister was looking at it.
And
Well, it was during the
impressed?
winter. So honestly,
Oh.
not necessarily. No. Wow. Penn State's only 2 hours 47 minutes. Like, should we go to a game later this season?
We
We might
go-
freeze our ass off though.
let's go right now. No, yeah, I mean, I'd be down. I'm always down, dude.
Do they have any good games on the schedule?
Penn State. Let's look them up.
Let's see rankings. So Penn State, what are they like? I think
They
they're
play
in the top-
UCLA today. I mean, today, Saturday, rather.
Let's see.
And then they're home against Ohio State November
Dude,
2nd.
those tickets are probably so expensive, but that would be such a sick game to go.
That would
to.
be sick.
And then it's too soon, but USC. But that's actually
That's at
way-
USC, right?
Yeah, Penn State, Washington. I mean, there's Penn State, Maryland to finish out the season.
We have to go this weekend, UCLA.
What about Ohio State and Penn State?
Penn State, Ohio State.
Tickets starting at $170 with fees. 200.
I'm gonna go to the
Garden.
Rangers game, dude.
I
Like,
still
are you
do-
fucking kidding me with that?
Do we? Yeah, but what do you think though for the? I guess I would be fine either way. But do you think like we need the Southern or like a little out west or central, like college football game, or do you think like to get that fix of the tailgate and stuff, like Penn State would suffice?
Penn State, I think, would suffice, but I mean, I'd go to like Ole Miss or something.
Yeah,
sick,
yeah. So that would be sick. Yeah, yeah. If we just do that like December-ish, that would be kind of sick.
How many seats do you think is that University Park?
Over 100,000.
Really?
Yeah, I've been there.
Oh, really?
Wow, Michael Bucket says he's in for the Penn State game if he's home.
Beaver Stadium.
Wouldn't that be something? Butka at Beaver Stadium.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Speaking of
dude.
Butka, Jimmy saying, "Hey guys, long time no see."
That's right.
Lions smack us. Hope we can beat the Giants next week. And listen, Seattle will be just fine, Jimmy. But you know the priority Saturday.
Yeah.
Don't know what time. Can't wait for game 1. Yankees and either the Orioles or the Royals. So let's go.
Kind of ridiculous how much those ticket prices are
for
Penn State games.
Yeah, well, no, that was just because it's Ohio State. If it's like, I don't know,
Bowling
Vanderbilt
Green,
or something, it's way less. It's probably
like 15 or like
no,
75.
50. I mean, at this point, what is 15 other than like a 1 o'clock like baseball game during the week, right? Like nothing's 15. I would think 60, $70. I don't know, just taking a guess.
That's ridiculous.
Washington Penn State game, and let's fucking go Yankees on Saturday, Brian. So, and Michael Bucca wants to go to that Washington Penn State game, be home that weekend. So, Tony,
When's that?
get on it.
When is that?
Is it later this month?
Washington.
Or is that in November?
November 9th, dude.
Would
Bundle
we drive
up.
to Penn State?
Is that what he said?
Yeah. November 9th, dude. Right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we would definitely drive. We're not flying.
2.5 hours. You kidding me?
Probably couldn't even fly.
We'll have to sort, Tony, all the details out. But listen, we're a few hours away, less than 3 hours away from Wildcard. The Wildcard round beginning, the Wildcard Mania these next 3 days. So let's see what happens. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But we would like to thank everybody for tuning in today and continuing to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony Malgo, Renee, and Jay. Costume, the merch at downtimetv.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day. Enjoy the game.
Let's go, Mets.
And we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.